This week on the podcast, Carrie and I are together again in Walt Disney World. She came down for the pin event, and I was finishing up my 2-week trip. We're recording from my room at Disney's Pop Century Resort. Stay tuned. You're listening to the Pixie Dust Fan Podcast. Hi, I'm Francine.
And I'm Carrie.
We're two best friends who can't stop talking, usually about Disney stuff.
Sometimes we have fascinating guests, and sometimes it's just us. But it's always positive and fun.
We're happy to have you join our chat. Thanks for listening, and let's get started. Hey, Carrie.
Hi, Fran.
It's weird. We're in the same room.
In Florida.
In Pop Century. Now, before we start, we got to remember not to touch the table. Because the way we're recording this, we don't have a proper mic.
Nope.
So everything we do on this table will make noise.
Okay, won't move.
So we're sitting in my room at Pop Century.
Yep.
And we just had cheesecake.
Cheesecake.
And the marshmallows. So we got to tell people. So you, a few weeks ago, for those that listen.
Yeah. My pixie dust.
Your pixie dust was these marshmallows.
Stuffed puffs.
Stuffed puffs.
Yes.
And you got some.
I found some at I keep wanting to call it the Piggly Wiggly, but it's not.
Where does the Piggly Wiggly come from?
It's a grocery store.
Oh, okay.
We went to a Winn-Dixie, not a Piggly Wiggly, and I found a bag, so I brought them for Fran to have. So, and
I got to try them.
And?
It was good.
I told you.
You know what? The first bite wasn't all that because I didn't bite far enough in to get the chocolate. But once I got the chocolate, oh my gosh, so good.
They're pretty tasty for just marshmallows.
Yeah. So, well, it's funny because we were talking about the marshmallows, and then the other day I was at Disney Springs, and they have like a whole store of gourmet marshmallows. Like all these different flavors. So I bought you like a little box of the s'mores gourmet marshmallows, but they were nothing compared to your $1.99 Piggly Wigglies.
They're pretty good though, but they're fancy. I think they need to be savored with a cup of coffee, or I don't know if you're supposed to make a s'more with them or eat them and have them in hot chocolate or something. I don't know.
Maybe.
They're good though, but they don't taste.
They're not very marshmallowy.
Well, I think they are marshmallowy, but they just taste too healthy.
They're not. They're anything but healthy. Like they're marshmallows with chocolate and graham crackers.
If you were to compare them to the stuffed puffs,
yes,
I would think
they're a little healthier than your stuffed puffs. But I will link to them because they do have a website, and they're called wondermade.com. And they're pretty. You know what? They're good. They're good.
Yep, the box here says a perfect amount for eating marshmallows. They're just like little. They're like,
little tiny
like
squares,
sugar cube, bigger than a sugar cube, but not much bigger than a sugar cube.
Yeah,
but they're good.
So they were good.
So it was interesting that you bought those marshmallows, and then I brought over the other marshmallows.
So we had a lot of marshmallows.
Marshmallow taste testing,
and then we had cheesecake,
and
and you had tea,
and I have blue lips. We were trying to get a picture of me with my blue lips from the cheesecake so that we can pretend that my lips are so cold from sitting in Francine's frigid hotel room because she's got it set at like 64.
Carrie's wearing my sweater. I'm sweating. Carrie's wearing my sweater.
It's cold in here.
Yes, I did. Nice I turned the temperature.
Nice.
I'm gonna like as soon as you go back to yours, I'll be fixing that thermostat for sure. So we did get some good like comments about last week's podcast. I think everybody loves a good trip report.
Well, and they're excited for you that you got back to the magic.
Absolutely, and then we didn't say that you were coming
because I didn't want to jinx it.
Here we go again. So we knew on the last podcast that Carrie was coming here, but she didn't want to jinx it.
Jinx the jinxies.
So she didn't say anything. But you're here for the pin event.
Yep.
So our paths did cross for a couple of days, but we did get a lot of good reviews about last week's podcast, and we got another review on Apple.
You gonna read it?
Yes. Okay, so
do tell.
On Apple Podcasts, it's called Treasure Life, and it's 5 stars, and it says, "Been pretty much a quiet follower, but just love listening to this podcast. Francine and Carrie are just so fun to listen to. Sometimes I can't help but laugh out loud. Such a fun podcast. This podcast is a great reminder to treasure life and to choose the good. Cheers. Nice. And this is from Marla in California. Thank you, Marla. And it's hashtag choose the good. And I think that's actually Lou Mangello does that as well. So thank you for putting that on us. And for the review, yay. So
cool.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. I love to hear those. So Carrie, we're going to talk about the trip, the pin event, what's been going on, because we only had a couple days where we overlapped.
I've only been here for a couple days.
I know, and I'm going home tomorrow.
It's a shame. It's
such a shame. But we wanted to record live together because it's more fun when we do that.
And we really didn't have lots of time.
So since we've been together, we've been together 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
Really only, well, not really, because you spent the days at the pin event stuff, but we've had dinner twice at Olivia's.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I see a trend here.
Yes. So for those listening, Olivia's is the restaurant at Disney's Old Key West Resort. That's where you're staying this trip.
That's where I'm staying, yeah. And it's known for its fried chicken.
And that fried chicken is delicious. I've had it both times. I don't think I've actually ever been to Olivia's and not had it. So I don't know how the rest of the food is.
I think that's the case for a lot of people.
Yeah. Like our friend Carol, she said she can't even count how many times she's been to Olivia's and she's never had anything but the fried chicken.
Yeah. So it's good.
It's
Put
good.
it on your list.
Yeah. So I've had it twice. So we had dinner there today. And then we came back here to record the podcast.
Yeah, and bid you adieu.
And say goodbye to me before I go home. Yes, and then you carry on your pin event. So what's going on with the pin event this year, Carrie?
Well, it's only the middle of the pin event. I still have one more day.
Right? But so far?
So far, so good. I did some great trades. So the pin event theme is called One Family. And it's like merging like Marvel and Star Wars and Disney and even like some of the Fox stuff, I guess, or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, because it's interesting because the pins have some of those what's it I'm not even gonna be able to think of it because I don't watch any of those other shows, but some of the Fox shows are on they've put them on pins. Bob's Burger. That's, I think, one of the ones that came out.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So they have that on pins, and they have lots of Marvel pins and Star Wars pins and Disney pins. So it was like bringing them all together. So usually the themes are, pets or villains or, good versus evil or whatever. So they're more like, I don't know, that. Instead of that.
So you registered at Coronado Springs.
So yeah, on Thursday we got here on Wednesday, and then on Thursday we have registration. So we go and register. We waited about 2 hours in line to get our registration credentials and our pins, and then we pin trade. They have a humongous room, like a ginormous pin trading room, where like I don't know, there's probably room for well over 1,000 people in this room to sit down and pin trade. So we stick around for a couple of hours. And so the big thing is that every year they have mystery boxes. So usually on the Thursday you pick up all of your pins and then everyone's really excited to open up their mystery boxes and they spend the day trying to trade to get what they want. So then when that's all done, then the real pin event days they can focus on other stuff. So that's the buzz usually. So, and there's been years when like the mystery boxes didn't arrive on time, like they were stuck on a ship. So then that Thursday was pretty boring. But generally, there was 3 different mystery boxes, I think, this year for the event. So, yeah, everyone walks around and they try to help each other. Like, everyone's just helping each other. Like, there's nothing really crazy about it because everyone's just trying to help each other, like, trade the sets to get what they want. So,
what was the big pin that you got today that you were so excited about?
Well, today's different. So, today at the event where we stand in lines to do the pin trading, at the boards, I got a really cool Lucifer pin.
Yeah.
So it's from like a couple of events back, the Fairy Tales one, and it was probably in a box set. And on the boards they have lots of pins from old festivals and old events, and they're often pre-production pins or they're artist-proof pins. So when they're designing the pins, the company will send them to the artist to like review and to check and whatever, to tweak and change the colors or change the whatever. So so there's a lot of those pins on there too. So most, like, I don't really care if my pin's like an AP or a PP or whatever, but generally...
Sorry, an AP or a PP?
Yeah, like an artist proof or a pre-production proof. So they're the ones before they're actually made, when they're designing them, the company will make pins for Disney to review to make sure that they look okay.
And are those, so does that mean that those are more valuable?
There's only so many of them. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So like that's
they would only send. They would run so many of them and send them back to Disney for a review and for proofing.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, there wouldn't be that many of them, but a lot of the times too is like they're just pins that like they were sold in an event 3 years ago. So the only way you'd get them now is to trade or to buy them from off of a site or whatever, or to get them this way. So. Yeah, I got
so you got Lucifer.
Yeah, I got Lucifer. I got a few cat pins. So no, I did pretty good. So I have one more day.
Excellent.
I usually do pretty well.
So what happened with this trivia? You did tell me. So you messaged me today and said you were in a trivia thing.
Yeah. So
and then I messaged you later and said how'd it go, and you said not good.
No. So what happens is every year they like when you pick up your registration kit. They they have games both days throughout the day, and they try to get as many people involved with the game. So they do like kind of like a Hollywood Squares type of thing. They do group trivia. They do sometimes pick a pin. Like you'll have to bring up your pin bag, and like they'll say that like a pin that's a puppy, and then if you have the pin there, you hold it up. Like whoever holds up the pin first, they do stuff like that. They did Family Feud today, which I don't know if they've done that in the past. So anyway, so at the registration, you'll get a slip in your credentials if you got picked. So I got picked, Carol got picked, our friend Trisha got picked for a game this weekend. I'm sure there might be a few more of us that did, but this is my 11th pin event, and I've never been picked for a game before. So anyways, it was a group, like 15 of us playing trivia. So it was like whoever get your hand up first, and they asked questions, like they asked Star Wars questions. None of us knew the answers to any of them.
No Star Wars fans at the pin event?
No Star Wars fans. They were asking questions about, Meet the Robinsons. And this, like the girls on either side of me both won. So there's 15 of us, and whoever got to 5 won. So the first person that got 5 right, the second, and then the third, those were the top prizes. And so both girls on either side of me won, and the one on the one side, she knew all the answers to the Meet the Robinson questions. They asked 3 Meet the Robinson questions. Like,
that's a bit weird. Like, who would answer all? Like, be able to answer? Well, I guess the girl next to you.
Yeah, she did. She did well. But anyway, so it was
like, what kind of questions? Like, are they hard?
Well, they're really specific. Like, you'd have to really like. Some of them are a little bit easier, but some of them are pretty specific that you'd have to be a fan of. Like you'd really
have to have watched the movie multiple times.
Probably at least half of them were where they were really, really, really specific. So, anyways, but when you go to the Disney events and you got the ladies that are the comedians, you've seen them before.
The comedian. Oh, like the performers.
Like Cam.
Like Cam actor.
The lady that worked for Cam when we saw him in Toronto. Like, she was there, and she's always there. And so it's just fun to watch because, like, the trivia took way too long than it needed to take, but then they're, like, hooting and hollering and acting goofy and joking and whatever, and yeah, so it takes a while. So it was fun. It was lots of fun, but yeah, I was, like...
But you lost.
I lost. Like, yeah, I didn't even bother putting my hands up. After a while, I'm like... Because then, like, I put my hand up, and then the girl beside me, she's like, you were first. You were next. And I'm like, whatever, I just gave up. And then I was trying to help these girls win. And I was like, but then the girl put her hand up but then she didn't get picked because like they're not really paying attention. Like 18 hands, well, there's only 15 of us. 18 hands go up. There's only 15 people in the row, and then they're like picking who got it first. So I did not win the trivia. After a couple of rounds, I didn't even bother trying, but it was very entertaining and fun, and it was neat to be picked because, like I said, 11 times. Yeah, that was the first time I'd ever been picked. And if you win though, like a couple years ago, my friend won. It was the one where, so they give you a plastic bag and they told you could put 20 pins in it or something like that. So you have to go through your collection. Prize? No. So the game is, so they give you a bag and when you come to play the game, you have to put 20 of your pins in there. So you have to select what pins to get because this is where they're going to say, an event pin.
Right.
So then if you had an event pin, you pull it up.
Oh, okay.
So you could have put, like, I could have put all Cats and Muppet pins in my bag, and if they asked nothing about Cats or Muppets, I would never have gotten anything right. So everyone's on the stage, so say there's like 10 of them, and then they ask you for, do you have a pin in your bag that's this? And so whoever pulls out the pin that they've asked for and puts their hand up is the one that wins. And Carol, my friend Carol, won, and like she won probably, like, when you win those games, the first prize is like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of stuff. Like, she probably got $300 worth of pins.
You're
like,
kidding.
Box from Shanghai, like all kinds of different box sets from other parts of the, like, other parks, and, you know, all kinds of pins. So when you win them, you do get
you take home some pretty good stuff.
Yeah. So they're fun, and they're fun to watch because those ladies are like, they're sisters, but they're not sisters.
But they're not sisters?
And yeah, they're funny. They're funny to watch. So all else fails, you can just sit and watch the games when you to do.
And this is, so the registration was at Coronado, but the event's at Epcot.
The event's at Epcot in the World Show Place, the building kind of between Canada and the UK.
Nice.
So yeah, it was good. So we traded pins today. We got some good stuff.
You're going to have to give us the rundown on day 2 on the next podcast.
It's going to be just like today.
Yeah, but you never know. Today. You don't know. It could be full of surprises.
Yeah, maybe. It
could be.
When we got a gift when we left today. It was like a Tervis mug, so that was kind of neat. So
that's neat.
But yeah.
So we did spend a little other time together. We did do Epcot together.
Yep.
It's kind of shameful to say we did Epcot together because we didn't really do Epcot. I said I just wanted the fry flight.
Mm-hmm. And I said, okay, I'll go.
Yeah. So at the Food and Wine Festival, there's a new booth that does French fries. And it's like a fry flight. So you get 3 options, or you get three different kinds of French fries.
Yep.
So I love potatoes. I could live on potatoes. So I was quite excited to go and try this. So we got to Epcot. We walked straight to the fry place.
Yep. And
we got our fries.
We went and we tried to play with my magic band.
Oh yeah. We tried to get you to do and it didn't. What happened? You didn't have the app.
Yeah, I didn't have the app. It worked a little bit, but anyway. So
some super Disney fans. I didn't know how to use the app the first time, and Carrie didn't even have the app to go with her new fancy Magic Band. So she did buy the Magic Band Plus as part of her resort reservation. So you have the Orange Bird.
Yep, Orange Bird band.
But you didn't have the app.
No, the Disney Park.
So you were
the Play app.
The Play app. So you were standing in front of the statue, if I remember correctly, and waving. And then our friend Curtis said, "Do you have the app?"
It's like, no. But it'll still light up and make the music, but you can't. You need the app to be able to
do the collectible thing.
Yeah, for sure. I missed that.
Yeah, part. So you missed that part. So we did stop there.
Yeah.
Then we went to the store. Then we went to the fries. So we got the 3 fries.
Yep.
And the first one was malt and salt.
Yep.
So malt, vinegar, and salt.
Tasty.
On the chips, but it felt like the malt vinegar was kind of baked into the chip. It was so. I think I might have to try this with my sweet potato fries in the air fryer when I get home. Maybe I'll just soak them in malt vinegar and then put them in the air fryer.
Okay,
it's a thought. So that was the first one. The second one were like barbecue kind of smoky. They had this like seasoning on them. They were delicious.
They were good. I didn't think they were good. But
you weren't like over the moon with them?
No, I don't really like fake smoky flavor.
What do you mean fake smoky flavor?
I don't know.
Like you want them to set them on fire?
I'm sure some people understand what I mean. Anyways, they were good though. They had a spice on them and they were a little bit smoky and there was some sort of a dipping sauce. I can't remember.
Right. And then the third one was kind of like a dessert fry.
That's the one that impressed me the most.
Oh, I didn't love it. It was weird. Like it kind of tasted a bit like a churro.
It was a sweet potato, and it seemed like it had some cinnamon and maybe a little bit of sugar on it. And then there was a mushroom.
Of course, there was marshmallow. That was what you loved, the marshmallow topping
that you could dunk in it, and it had candied pecans.
Yeah. So you told me it was candied bacon.
I didn't tell you. And then Curtis told you it was candied bacon.
I'm like, oh, bacon. And then I'm like, ugh. And then you're like, no, it's a pecan.
I just liked it because it was like doing something totally different.
Yeah. So we ate those. They were good. We sat and chatted forever.
Yeah.
And then we decided.
We went to the pin store.
Did we go to the pin? I thought we went for the waffle first.
No, we went to the
pin store. So we worked up an appetite in the pin store.
Yep.
We walked over to the pin store, took a look at some. Bought some pins. And then we decided to go over to Creations.
Yep.
And get the waffle.
Because I had to get this waffle.
Carrie had to get the waffle. But it was important that you tried this waffle. So it's basically like a Belgium waffle.
A very dense, like cakey type waffle.
Cakey one with whipped cream, chocolate, and strawberries.
It was tasty.
It was delicious. It was delicious.
I think we need to start rating things the way we did, because you asked me to rate it and I said 7 out of 10.
Yeah, she said 7. Curtis and I looked at each other like, what? I can't believe 7 out of 10. I would have given it like
waffles, maybe.
No, maybe. I don't know. I don't really eat waffles. Come to think of it, maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. So where do you get a good waffle then?
Breakfast places. There's waffles.
Yeah, but it can't be any better than that.
That's why I gave it a 7.
Oh my God. So here we are. It's 1,000 degrees. We go for our waffles. I get the coldest bottle of water they have available on offer, and Carrie gets a coffee.
At like 8 o'clock at night.
We could not be more opposite. So we sat. We had our waffles. You had your coffee. We chatted. And before we knew it, the park was closing.
We were kicking again.
So we did nothing else in Epcot except eat.
Pretty much.
And buy some pins.
And buy pins. That's pretty much
how we do. That's pretty much how we do the parks together.
So and then this trip, I don't know if I'm going to go into another park, but quite likely I'm just going to go to Epcot for 4 days in a row. Come to Florida and don't go anywhere but Epcot.
I didn't do Animal Kingdom at all this trip. Like I've been here 2 weeks and I didn't do Animal Kingdom.
We were talking about maybe going to Hollywood Studios on Sunday.
Yeah.
But maybe not.
Hollywood Studios is probably my least favorite for food. It's my least favorite for food. And I have to Carrie, I got to come clean because I posted online about that carrot cake cookie. I don't know what it was with me. I'm all about the treats. You know me. I try. But it's hot here. It's hot. There were days, like today, where it was so hot, I didn't eat all day until we sat in an air-conditioned place for dinner.
Fried chicken.
For that fried chicken. But I went to Hollywood Studios for the sole purpose of getting that carrot cake cookie. And I got it, and I posted online. I'm like, ooh, look, dinner. It's acceptable dinner, blah, blah, blah. Everybody's like, oh, I love the carrot cake cookie, blah, blah, blah. It was horrible. It was horrible.
It's a shame.
And I couldn't figure out why. I even sent you, a little video of me pulling at the icing because it was kind of rubbery.
Gummy.
It was like gummy. And then Amy posted and said, I don't like it since they changed the icing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that explains it now. Yeah. So I won't be ordering those again.
It's a public service announcement.
Yeah, it is. Because it's definitely not the same, and I don't want to endorse that cookie. So I did go to Epcot all the way to Germany to get that other cookie that Susan, and I asked again, because the first time I went, they didn't have it. Second time, I asked because it wasn't in the thing, and she said, it's seasonal. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't get that cookie either. So I've just really been eating cupcakes and cheesecake, and, the tie-dye cheesecake at Pop Century is pretty good. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been eating. I visited all the parks except Animal Kingdom. I can say that the Lightning Lane for the Jungle Cruise at the Magic Kingdom is very elusive. You must be up at 7 a.m. if you want it early in the day.
Wow.
Because I tried 3 days in a row. I tried. And of course, because I didn't get up right at 7. But I'm thinking, seriously, it's 7:15 and they're booking for 3 p.m.
Wow. And who wants to stay at Magic Kingdom till 3 o'clock in the middle of the summer?
Exactly. So I didn't do Jungle Cruise. I did buy the Lightning Lanes, Genie Plus, for 2 days at the Magic Kingdom. And I did Haunted Mansion, Pirates, Ariel. What else did I do? Winnie the Pooh. So I did make some good use of it, but no jungle.
No jungle cruise.
No jungle. I didn't get to do that at all.
Wow.
I did eat at Casey's.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan of eating outside, so I very rarely eat at Casey's, and because you can't find a seat either. And there's the big birds around there, and it freaks me out. Right? But it's so hot. It's hard to eat. It's hard to eat outside.
It's hard to be outside. It's horrible.
It is. It's hot.
Yeah.
Like, I know people are like, well, what did you expect? It's summer in Florida. I get that. But it's gross. Like, my sweat was sweating. It's really gross. It's really gross. So, you might even, now people see, you might even hear people walking by my room. You get a lot of sounds at Pop Century.
Well, there's just a window right there. Everyone's coming home from Magic Kingdom, probably.
I guess. Yeah, but sometimes, like, I can hear stuff in the other room.
No. Like
little bangs and stuff, but so far, like, I love my room at Pop. It's been good for me. Yeah, I've enjoyed it. I'm trying to think of what else I did while I was here.
Trying to think of what else different things you would have done.
Well, I did Epcot. Epcot, you think that you're walking 45,000 steps when you're here. I did the whole loop of Epcot one day and got back here, and it said I was at like 16,000 steps. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding. This is wrong. This is so wrong. Like,
there should be at least 45,000 steps.
Right? And my watch, how many times, I don't know whether it's the heat or because I've been such a lazy slob for 2 years, but my watch has alerted me multiple times this week that I appear to be working out. And I get this little notice on my watch saying, "You appear to be working out. Would you like to record this workout?" And I'm like, I'm just walking to the Skyliner.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's why it's better just to have a plain old Fitbit with no iPhone, iPad, whatever, bells and whistles.
I know.
It just does fireworks when you walk away.
When you walk so many... How are you finding the walking?
I haven't walked really that much. Like, it's hot.
It is. And then the storms are different. So, normally there's the 3 o'clock afternoon shower, blah, blah, blah. But the storms have been crazy. Mm-hmm. Last week, those thunder and lightning storms, I don't know if I talked about them last week on the podcast, but they were scary. Like, I think I've told you before, my dad gave me, like, irrational fears of certain things, right? Like jumper cables and things like that, right? I was going to electrocute myself and die. So he also gave me this fear of fork lightning. Sheet lightning, okay. Fork lightning, you're going to die. So we were in Hollywood Studios, and all of a sudden the lightning started, and we could see it was fork lightning. And it was quite the hustle out to the car. And it was a panic. It was a panic for sure.
Wow. For
sure. And we had that 3 nights in a row.
Yeah, you did have a pretty bad week of that.
Yeah.
And you're lucky you had a local with you some of the time so that you could tell that they could alert you to the severity of the storm so that you would...
He was with me the first night in Hollywood Studios, and we were panicked.
He texted you the other night.
But the second night, he texted me and said, "Where are you?" Because there's a storm coming in, and I was just about to get on the bus. And I was like, it looks clear. And then I thought, no, I'm just not going to chance it. And I turned around, I picked up some food, and I went back to my room. And by the time I got back to my room at Coronado, the heavens had opened, and it was a monsoon. Yep. Yeah. And we have another friend who was here as well. And I felt so bad for her. So the first night that it happened, she was stuck in Epcot. But she has a scooter. So you can't be driving around in the rain. Like, we have the choice if we want to run through it, we can go and get wet. But you can't do that if you got a scooter. So she had to find shelter I think she was in Japan somewhere, and she said she found like a little alcove, and she just sat in there and waited it out.
Wow.
And then the second night when it happened, I texted her and said, "Please tell me you're at your resort." And she was like, "Nope." So, yeah, Yeah.
I guess it's new to us, really.
It is. It is. But I
forgot about it.
I did find out something interesting about the Skyliner, because where my room is at Pop Century, I can see the Skyliner, and I can see it stop when there's big thunder and lightning storms.
And then people going, help! It's the Skyliner!
So I asked the guy, what happens when when a storm comes in like this? Are people stuck up in these little buckets? So what he said was they get an alert when lightning's 5 miles away. And as soon as they get that alert, they stop loading people and they start getting people off. And he said...
You get off, you have no choice.
You have no choice, right? Because that happened to our friends too. They got kicked off at Caribbean Beach. But what they do, they know who's in what car. So they know if there's people in which cars. So they know they have to get them off before they shut it down. So he said you won't be stuck up there during a storm. So that was good to know. That was kind of good to know. You might get
stuck somewhere else.
Well, yeah, you might, but it was that was good to know about the Skyliner. And then they just run the buses. So if the Skyliner shuts down, then they just run the buses.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now you know.
Now you know. But the Skyliner is so easy.
It's quick.
And it's fast.
Yeah. As long as you're in the ones that are not wrapped.
Yeah, Carrie's got an issue with the ones that are wrapped where you can't see out the windows.
But if they're unwrapped, they're just lovely.
They are. You know what? They're quick. Like, you can get from Pop to Hollywood Studios in 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
That's awesome. And
the Skyliner exit is closer to the park than the buses. A lot closer.
Correct.
A lot closer. Yeah. And for those of you that are thinking about staying at Pop Century, I like this resort. It's good for the Skyliner. The buses, I lucked out with the buses at Magic Kingdom. Going and coming from Magic Kingdom, all the times that I took it, was really good. My only caveat and my tip of the day for everyone that's staying here is, if you're taking the bus to Disney Springs, take an Uber back. Because when you're at Disney Springs, they drop you off at the front of the bus terminal.
Okay.
Okay? When you're coming back to Pop Century, there is a walkway that you have to go to get to your bus stop. Uh-huh. And that walkway was one of the times that I was told I was working out, because it's 100 miles away. There is nothing further except the All-Stars bus stop. And it is... When I asked the guy, I'm like, where's the Pop Century bus? He's like, oh, you're in loop 3. Loop 3. It feels like 1,000 miles. In fact, I was almost there and I thought, oh, forget this. I'm taking an Uber. And then I realized I had to walk all the way back to get my Uber. So I just kept going and got on the bus. So that's my tip of the day. Taking a bus back from Disney Springs to Pop Century or the All-Stars is not fun. Your bus stop is 1.5 miles away.
Well, that's not cool.
It's not cool. No.
I don't think I've ever taken the bus to Disney Springs, the new Disney Springs.
No?
I don't think so.
Oh. It drops you off right in the, right in the middle. You know when you there's a fountain, and then just to the left is where they have that overhang and the stores are inside, where the Coca-Cola store and all that?
Yeah.
That's where they drop you off. So,
interesting.
Yeah. I did a couple days at Disney Springs. That was fun.
What did you buy?
I did end up buying 2 T-shirts.
Oh.
So I bought a Madame Leota T-shirt.
Uh-huh.
And I bought a DVC, Disney Vacation Club shirt. I bought it the other night when we went to Olivia's for dinner.
Did you buy that shirt?
Yeah, this is the Madame Leota shirt that I'm wearing. But my DVC one, I knew better, but I bought it anyway. It's pink. It's light pink. Nice. I wore it yesterday, and I had a stain on it before I even left the room. Like, I think I spilled my tea on it.
Oh, dear.
And I wore it anyway, because I was like, forget this. Like, I bought this shirt. I'm going to wear it. So, yeah.
Did you buy any mugs?
I bought one. I bought It's a Small World. The one that looks like it comes from...
Starbucks?
Like the Starbucks size mug. Yeah, so I bought that. I bought a couple puzzles for Becky. Mm-hmm. Let's see.
But let me tell you.
Wait.
Let's go back. Let's dial back to these puzzles. As you've been puzzling at our house.
Yeah.
Like, don't you find those puzzles, like, really crappy to do? Like, how they don't fit properly? Like, they're all skinny, long puzzle pieces. They're all...
Well, Carrie, I don't have anything to compare it to. I just assume that's the irritant of doing puzzles.
No.
Okay. So, yes.
Okay, so you bought puzzles. You bought Becky some puzzles.
You bought a Disney puzzle, too.
I didn't buy any puzzles.
Well, no, I bought you a Disney puzzle because you said you wanted the Disney puzzle.
They're not... It's an advent calendar.
It's 24... How many puzzles? Or 12 puzzles, I guess.
No, 24. Advent calendars are 24 days before Christmas.
Oh, I thought it was the month.
25 days, I don't know. Maybe there's one on Christmas morning.
Maybe you get one for Christmas?
Whatever it is. 25.
Oh my gosh. But they can't be... Like, they gotta be little tiny puzzles.
Yeah, they're like 50 or 100 pieces.
Okay.
50, 25.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I bought that for you, but you said you didn't want any more Disney puzzles.
Well, that's a different story because it's an advent calendar.
See how this works?
I hope the puzzle pieces aren't, crappy, but I've sworn off the Disney Park puzzles because they're not fun to put together because the pieces are all shifty and the puzzle pieces are not.
Maybe
not
I
fun.
gotta try some different kinds of puzzles.
Yeah, you do.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm. A Springbok puzzle is a lot of fun.
A what?
A Springbok brand. They have like all kinds of weird sizes. And
oh
shapes.
my gosh!
And they're big pieces too, so that you'll be able to see them well.
Oh my gosh! So, do you have any tips for anybody before they're coming down?
Tips?
You've been here for a couple days. Instacart worked well for me.
Mm.
I used Instacart to get some more water.
Yeah.
That was good. I have my kettle. Mm-hmm. That's been good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any tips.
You got nothing.
All I've done is landed, Old Key West, ate, pin traded, and ate. Went to Epcot. Nothing.
Ate both times in the same spot.
Same spot.
Yeah.
Haven't done any. I don't think we... Get your own car and drive yourself to the Piggly Wiggly. Like, I don't know. What other tips?
Well, you guys rented a car.
Yeah. I don't think we'll do anything too exciting. Or, not too exciting, but anything beyond what we usually do. Like, our pin events are pretty much, we do what we do.
Yeah.
We get here, we eat, we do our event. We usually go to Disney Springs. We usually go on no attractions, which, again, possibly could be this trip. And we just do our thing and enjoy what we do. So...
Well, we're both being as careful as we can about catching anything while we're here. Yeah. But we're both a little bit paranoid as well because we go home from here and it's only, I think, 2.5 weeks before we're off to California.
2 weeks, really.
Yeah. So we'll be going to the expo and... I'm a little paranoid. Like, I will absolutely, the week before, while I'm going to work, I'll be masked up to make sure, because I don't want to catch anything that's going to ruin our trip. So... Yeah,
well, the Main Street Electrical Parade tried to ruin our trip.
I know. I can't even believe, like, she was telling me today she's not even bringing the ears that she bought us.
I'm not.
Carrie, come on.
Burn them or something.
No, we need to take a picture with them on.
I'm going to donate them somewhere.
Oh, whatever. Well, you can wear them when the parade comes back here. Come on.
Whatever.
It's Walt Disney World's 50th. They're going to announce, I'm sure, that the Main Street Electrical Parade will be back here. Mm-hmm. We can come see it here.
Whatever.
In the most magical place
I'll buy
on
those
earth.
ears then. Jinx it.
Don't you dare.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
I see that Main Street Electrical Parade in Disneyland. You bet your bottom dollar. Whatever.
You're getting your Oogie Boogie.
I am going to jinx the Walt Disney World Main Street Electrical Parade like nobody's business. I'm going to get out sticks. I'm going to be rubbing them together. I'm going to get stones. I'm going to build some sort of shrine.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to sacrifice my Main Street Electrical Parade ears. That's what I'm going to do with them. I'm going to sacrifice
them. Don't you dare.
I'm going to jinx the jinkers out of those ones. I'm going to jinx
Could you do something with World of Color? Could you get some World of Color ears so you can jinx that?
No.
Come on, please.
No.
You booked a dessert party for that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
You
It's
did.
going to be awesome.
Oh, it's going to be so fun.
I'll go by myself then.
You already booked the dessert party.
I'll find a date.
You're going to find a date at the expo?
I'll find a date at the expo.
You're going to ditch me?
I'm going to teach you and be like, excuse me, Mr. Adam the Woo, are you doing anything tomorrow night? My best friend.
Adam the Woo. You're going to replace me with Adam the Woo.
My friend doesn't want to go to the dessert party because she thinks the desserts are crap. She doesn't care that the show is spectacular.
Well, let's see. Let's see how the show is. Because I said it before. My first time seeing the show was during the anniversary. And it was spectacular. And it was all about Walt. And it would like I cried. It was so beautiful. And then the second time I saw it, I'm like, what is this? Like, I didn't realize that the one I saw was in a special anniversary one. I thought that was always it. So it was a big letdown.
Well, I'm gonna queue up my phone and I'm gonna put the little Walt blurb that they say.
Can you do that?
Neil Patrick Harris and the Walt
blurb. Yeah, that's what I need.
Yeah, they should probably do that again.
So we're gonna have lots going on for the expo. We've got lots of info to share when it happens. Right now, I'm overwhelmed, so we're not sharing anything about the expo because I don't even understand it. But I'm just going to show up, and Carrie will tell me where to go. Hopefully nicely. But yes, that's in a couple weeks.
It'll be like the history of the Light the Night Parade, the history of the World of Color, how the World of Color was made.
Oh my gosh!
You think they'll have sessions on that? No. Muppets. Yeah, there's going to be
Muppets. So that is the big kicker that Carrie is so excited about.
Now
there's going to be Muppets.
There's a Muppet session
at the expo.
The 30th anniversary of the Muppet Christmas.
Yeah.
Carol.
This is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Woohoo!
Woohoo!
That's my pixie dust.
Wait. Oh.
That's my pixie dust. Because really, that's what got me really excited about the expo.
That's your pixie dust this week?
Yeah.
Seriously, when I asked you at the beginning, do you have pixie dust? That you just pulled that one out of your hat.
No, but it was my pixie dust. Now that I think of it, because I remember as soon as it was announced, then I remember they had a Muppet thing years ago, and I had to go all by myself. I went into the session, and they were all like, they had the Muppets there, and they were bring people up to like eat, to show them how to do it, and they were putting it on the screen, and it was awesome. So I remember how happy I was. I was all by myself, and I was geeking out. I could have been in there forever by myself. They could have said, Carrie, you're stuck in this room forever, and you'll never see anybody ever again. I'd be like, that's fine.
That's okay.
That's like, this is Gonzo up there. Rolf, did you not see Rolf up there? And I would have been happy forever. So, yeah, that made me happy. And then the thought of that happening again, and having somebody to share with.
Oh, I can't wait.
Or I can go by myself again. That's fine.
Yeah, so you're going to go get a date. Can you at least, could we get me a date first?
We'll work on it. Well, maybe we'll be Gonzo and Rolf.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I don't know that I wouldn't want to have to deal with
Which one would you want?
Well, Rolf.
Okay. So I'd get Gonzo? I've dated someone like him.
Oh, Rolf's a dog.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, so that's my pixie dust. So we're jumping to that because we've talked long enough about a whole lot of nothing. I think.
We shared tips and information about our trips.
I didn't. What's your pixie dust?
My pixie dust is I have found some fun Zootopia stuff while I was here. So I did buy also a new Nuimo. Oh, and it's little Judy Hopps.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they released some Zootopia mystery boxes.
Look at you calling it what it is.
I know. Look at me. And I bought 2 of them. And I got both the pins that I wanted.
Nice.
So I got Judy and Nick. And then I got the cat. I can't remember who he is. He's the cat guy, of course, so I gave him to you. But I didn't get duplicates, which is fun.
That's always good.
Yeah. And then they released some more Zootopia pins, and I bought those.
You have a Zootopia collection now.
I do. So I'm kind of excited about the fact that there's more Zootopia stuff coming in the parks. Mm-hmm. Does that mean maybe little Judy Hopps is going to come out sometime?
She's in California, you know.
Right? I know. I'd like my picture with her, please.
Okay.
We'll
make that
that happen. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was my Pixie Dust. I'm excited to see more Zootopia stuff in the parks.
Nice.
Yeah.
You have a Zootopia collection.
I do.
You have to have a little corner somewhere.
Yeah. Well, on a cork board somewhere. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good job.
Well, that was good, Carrie. It was a nice live one. We were going to do it in the parks and all that stuff, and it didn't work. But whatever. Hello. Yeah. Hello. Okay, so we will see you next week. Thank you for listening, and remember, don't forget to share us with your friends and family.
Subscribe? No.
And subscribe.
Wrong.
No, it's called follow now. I think on Apple it's called follow, and on all the others it's called subscribe. I don't know why they do that, but just make sure you get all the new episodes. Hit subscribe.
Yep.
All right.
Bye.
See you next week.
Bye.
Not bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Pixie Dust Fan Podcast. We hope you enjoyed the episode.
Make sure you're following us on your favorite podcast player so you'll get a new episode every week. And find us on social media too. We'd love to hear from you.
Till next time, remember, you are never too old to be young. Chase your dreams and design your own happily ever after.